Hi equestrians and welcome. In this episode I was planning to take a small ride in the trails while talking about something that we have been asked quite a lot, which is why and how we started ETG, or Equestrian the Game, for those who don't know. So let's jump in. So some of you will know that the studio behind Equestrian is called Cavalry Games. We are based in Stockholm, Sweden, and we're a small studio that now consists of a total of 12 people. And all of these 12 people are working on different stuff. Some are actual developers working on the game. Some are, for example, working with our social media, marketing, business, and so on. Some are part-time, some are full-time, but overall we are 12 people. And the studio itself was started in July of 2018 by me and Axel. So Axel and I actually met in Stockholm, here in Stockholm, when we studied game design in Stockholm's university. So that's our education. It's a bachelor program in game design. And the fun fact is that neither of us actually did graduate from this program. Don't tell anyone. But we more or less finished the education, but none of us actually graduated and completed it. But anyways, the idea of making a horse game came to me while I studied at the university. During my life, I've been playing a lot of horse games because I love horses. So I've been playing My Horse and Me, or the jockey games for the Wii, and the Hours, the browser game. Hours at Horse, I don't know how to pronounce it, but you know, the browser game. And I was sort of always on the lookout for new horse games because I love horses, I love games, I want to play horse games. But I think as I was educating myself in game design, I started to think about different horse themed games that I would like to see made. So I was thinking of different concepts with horses in them, and one of these concepts was ETG. I thought of it as a modern equestrian sports and management game, and the concept it was really the result of letting myself just imagine what would my perfect horse game be like if I could just dream freely. No limits. What would a perfect horse game be for me? Because what I was missing in other horse games mostly was English riding. I wanted English riding. I didn't want horse racing. That wasn't an interest of mine, even though I did play a lot of racing games because I thought they were fun and they had horses in them, but I really I wanted something that was English riding. I wanted good 3D graphics and not a 2D game. I wanted 3D living horses with animations that looked really cool. And I wanted complex riding gameplay that was really challenging and based off real life, and that just felt like riding a horse and not just driving a car or steering whatever character. I wanted something that would actually simulate real life riding more than I had experienced in any other horse game, because I thought there's a lot of potential for good gameplay here that I have never seen done before. And I really I wanted the complexity of horses that you sometimes get from these 2D browser games. There's oftentimes a lot of stats and differences in the horse, but I wanted more of that in this 3D game as well. I sort of compared it to the football players in FIFA. You know, they're really like, they have stats, they're good at different stuff, so they become like characters of their own. So I wanted that, and ultimately like the ability to like breed these complex horses through the generations and get foals and like breed them and get new like looks and stats and attributes in your like bloodline. So that was like, okay, this is my perfect horse game. This concept is like a horse game that I would just love to play. But luckily, I was actually convinced, I was able to convince these other two people to make this game with me. I don't know how, but like they were like, okay, that sounds like a cool game, I guess. So at the time we were 3 founders, and we actually just started working on this project. So when we started working on a prototype for Equestrian. And we did this, it was right after we finished, or like quote unquote finished, our education. So we did this in our spare time in between our other jobs. So we started working on the prototype, you know, classic startup. We were like developing in our living room on the couch. And this was in 2017. And it was a time of lots and lots of hard work and a lot of insecurity, because we, like at that time, we had no clue if this project would ever get off the ground or not. But early on, we started ETG's Instagram because we felt like we have to find out if there are people out there who wants to play this game. Is anyone interested in this kind of horse game? Because like I knew that I would love it, but I'm one person, and like if there's no audience, it would be super hard for us to like get any other people or partners interested in this project together with us. But we were like actually very surprised and lucky that very quickly we realized on Instagram primarily that, you know, there are people who actually want this game, and they want it a lot. We started getting a lot of DMs and comments and people who like encouraged us and wrote to us long messages like, oh, this is the kind of game I've been like waiting for. It's the perfect concept. So we were super happy to hear that, because up until then, like we had no idea really. But you know, we gained those first followers on Instagram, and those actually made us realize that there's an audience for this kind of game. So we should continue. And so we did. And since that sort of realization, it's been almost 4 years, which is kind of nuts. Like since then, I don't know, it's been like huge amounts of hard work and many challenges, of course. And we're not finished yet. Honestly, sometimes it feels like we're just getting started. But I'm just incredibly proud over how far we've gotten already, and that we haven't given up yet, and we won't. But yeah, it's been an amazing journey, and like there's of course a lot more to say about it, but I don't think I'm gonna go into any more detail right now. I just wanted to sort of give you the broad outline, I guess, of why and how we did this. But I really hope that of course you will continue to follow us. And I sincerely hope that our journey that we made so far can be inspiring to someone else. Because if anything, I think I'm proud of the fact that we dared taking this step, even though we basically had no experience in the industry when we started. We definitely had no experience starting or running a business. But, you know, it turns out that it was possible, and here we are. And I'm really glad that we dared taking the leap. So if this story can inspire someone else, I'm just truly super happy. But anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for requesting us telling you a bit about this. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, gonna wrap up this video and gonna see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.